Hello everyone, thank you for joining our PTZOptics live webinar. I'm your host Paul Richards, here with Patrick Kirby.
Hope everyone's doing well.
We're doing a live broadcast, live stream, which is kind of cool. We're using vMix, and this week we've actually got our Twitter feed integration, so you can actually tweet to our live show during our live show, which I think is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and show that. That's our live Twitter update there, as you can see, which is kind of fun, kind of cool. And just so everyone knows, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updates about our live streams, our latest compatibility for the PTZOptics camera line, stuff like that.
There's how-tos, there's, different use cases.
All kinds of different stuff.
Lots of information.
Ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you want to stay up to date with everything we're doing, go ahead and subscribe. So this is our third episode, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's our third episode, so that's really awesome. It's not only is it our third episode, but we're going to do live streaming and camera control today. So we got a lot. We just got some really cool new stuff. One is camera control and PTZOptics are like married together. Hi, thank you for joining. Hi, Greg. How are you today? So camera control. PTZOptics has every camera control capability you could think of. From RS-232 to Sony Visca to IP control to open source camera control software that you can download yourself, UVC control, and on-VIF control even. So there's actually like 4 or 5 different control softwares that you can use completely free out of the box. We're going to look at those, and we're also going to talk about our brand new camera control, and we're going to talk about how that works. And I'd kind of like to go ahead and give Matt camera control right now, just to show that off. So basically, what I can do, and this is actually part of Zoom video conferencing. And as you can see here, I'm going to remove the Twitter feed. I can request camera control from Matt, but he doesn't have a PTZOptics camera, which you get one. But if I make him host, so Matt, I went ahead and made you host. Now the host of the meeting can request camera control from everyone who's joined. So Matt, now you can request camera control. Button pops up. I go ahead and hit approve. Now Matt can. I probably shouldn't have done that, should I have? Now Matt can pan, tilt, and zoom our camera. Correct, Matt?
You know what? I have the old software.
You didn't update your software?
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and log out and do that?
Yeah. I'll do that.
All right. Go ahead and make us host again.
Yeah, you gotta make us host. Yeah. Does he? If he were to end the meeting, do we go back to being?
I think if he ended the meeting as he was the host, the entire meeting would end.
Okay. So you're.
So we're host now. Go ahead, update your software. Come back. We really want to show this off.
Yeah.
How you doing, Greg?
Unmute there. I'm doing great.
Good to see you. So today, just so you know, we're going to be talking about camera control, live streaming, and network camera control.
Yeah.
Right.
We really want to show off the built-in camera control from Zoom.us.
Yeah, that's something.
The video conferencing software we were using.
And as demonstrated by that recent, conversation there, you will need the latest version of the software.
Yes, you will. It's a brand new thing that just came out, so you do need the latest version of the software. So I'm going to use the latest version of the software to go ahead and join in. What is our meeting ID? 128. I'm going to join with my laptop and show my screen here, because we're going to need that. 128 947 914. So I wanted to start by showing off how we're pulling off what we're doing here. So I'm going to show, I'm not going to join my audio. I don't need 2 videos here. So let's show what we're doing here. So now you can see my screen. This is actually my live streaming dashboard. So when I show off, this is like our intro video here. And I can kind of swipe back and forth between that. I'm not going to do that now, but I could show my live video. This is all my little pictures and things, so when I want to bring up like my YouTube subscribe button, I just click a button there and it shows up. Like here's my live title. All of these are little pieces of video. Here's my Twitter feed. And I can kind of put those things into my live stream very, very easily. So I wanted to show that off really quickly, but what I want to show off is the camera control. So this is, I've actually logged into a PTZOptics camera on my network.
Yep.
So this actually gives me full PTZ camera control right over the network. And this is built into every single PTZOptics camera. So what I want to show is a couple things here. One is we have an automatic network search tool. So let's say you're a big company, you've got a lot of PTZOptics cameras. You go ahead, this is a free download, like Pat said. You search your network, and it goes and shows you all of the IP addresses of the cameras that are on your network. So I said, okay, let me pull up 88. Why don't I go ahead, I'm going to pull up 85 here. And it's going to ask you for a username and password, which by default is admin. And we kind of leave it as that.
Yeah, you can change that in the...
Remember that. You can change that as needed, and you do have to activate VLC to show the live video. And once you've done that, you get a live video feed of the camera. You can PTZ the camera. And you know what? This camera must have a lens cap on it because it's not showing any video. Let's go back to 88.
So turn around.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably that camera there. Pan, tilt, and zoom, fine tuning of focus, and I'm just going to demonstrate setting a preset. So we've got this little Intel Nook here. I love these little Intel Nooks. On the back of our display, let's just focus a little bit. There we go, perfect focus. Now let's set that as preset 1. All right, that's a success. Now let's go over to, I can't really do much because there's something right there. Let's just do a zoomed out view, I guess.
Oh, yeah, or go to the Dell.
The Dell sign there.
Yeah. Sure, why not?
All right. Zoom into the Dell there. And autofocus looks like it did its job. Preset 2. Set. So now all I have to do right from this interface is I can call the presets that we just set up right from the IP interface.
And you can see right next to that, where Paul's doing that, 0 to 254. Yeah. You know, you could preset this to every seat in a movie theater. You know, A1, A2. You know, or in an auditorium or a large lecture hall. You could, you know, presets for days.
You do presets for days. Yep.
I have a question. Is this a part of each PTZOptics camera, this camera control, or is this a part of the software that's packaged?
So this is free. This is embedded onto every PTZOptics camera. Okay. And the beauty of it is that this is completely open source. So if you are a programmer, you're a developer at university, and you're working on a project, it's HTML and it's JavaScript. Those are the HTML is one of the most widely not spoken but learned languages in the world, even more than Chinese. And then JavaScript's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from HTML. I mean, I even know JavaScript.
I mean, Java's harder than HTML.
It depends on who you are. HTML can be hard, but JavaScript is I would say JavaScript is considered a standard programming language for sure.
Yeah, lots of. Well, it's a foundation of a lot.
Question to follow that. Thank you for your help there on that answer. Is it? Let's say I have 4 PTZOptics cameras, and I use the IP port to create a network, and as we talked about, and as well as I've got the USB 3.0 directly connected into my computer, or however that configuration works out. So I've got that. Can I offer a remote capability for an associate to come in without the software, but with the camera control and take control of each camera and show potential client.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you'd have to outport it on your network.
Yeah, so there's two ways to do this. One, you could do exactly how we're doing it now. And I think this really is the easiest, best way to do something like this, is you set up the Zoom meeting, you invite the people you need. That way you can invite multiple people. You've got two audio and video communication. You know, you've got screen sharing capabilities, which I think these screen sharing capabilities are just, they're basic, but they're super easy. Like, here's the on button. Now you can see that there. Here's the zoom in button. Here's the pan tilt speed button. So it makes it just more interactive, you know, when you're talking about different things. So I would highly recommend using Zoom. Now, the other way to do it, and this is more the broadcast guys sometimes like to do this, is you can take the internal IP address, which is our 192.168.11.88.
You can set those.
You can set it, and you can go into your router, and you can say, I want this internal IP address to be available externally. So there's different ways to do that, and there's not really a huge security flaw with this, because if a hacker somehow finds your camera, what are they going to do? Control it? You know, they're not going to like hack into your internal network, and I've had conversations about that before. It's not a huge security loophole, but you are exposing that to the outside world so that you could go ahead and say, hey, Jeff, you know, I want you to control the camera for this live broadcast, and, you know, whenever that live, like, it could be a television show. You know, you could be literally controlling a PTZOptics camera that's in the middle of a television show through the network from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and God forbid someone, you know, break into your
Somebody
network
gets it.
and
Now,
look at all your products.
That's
or something.
why we have a password. So I don't know if you noticed that, but when you go, the first time you log into your PTZOptics camera, there is a password.
Yeah. So,
just so I'm on the same page, what I'm looking at in your screen share to the left is PTZOptics controls, where it says live video, image, audio system, network information.
Yes.
The direction. Okay. All right.
So let's go ahead and go through this. So the very first tab, which I just clicked video there, is going to give us our control protocol. This is a brand new model. Everyone that's watching this live stream is getting a preview. That's not a mistake. That does say H.265.
right.
Yes, we are going to be the first pan tilt zoom camera on the market with H.265. We're one of the first pan tilt zoom cameras on the market with any network camera control.
Yeah.
You know, you have to pay $6,000 to get a Panasonic that can do this kind of stuff. They're not going to have H.265 for another year. We've got it. It's rolling out into all of our systems. What is H.265? Well, it's half the bandwidth of H.264 at the same quality.
It's an encoding method that really cuts down on the bandwidth needed for streaming video, right? HD video. And HD video can take up a good amount of bandwidth at times.
In fact, we've got a new tech TriCaster over here, which we should show at some point, because PTZOptics cameras can also be controlled by the new tech TriCaster, which is what the NFL and the MLB and everybody uses out there. But that has a gigabit network switch on it. Our cameras, we had this question come up not too long ago, our cameras have a 10100 on the back of it. Now, when you're live streaming a 1080p signal with H.264, even if you're live streaming, what do we say, two 1080p streams off of here, it's still only like 8 megabits per second.
Yep.
So giving a 10100 port is more than ideal. But once we get the H.265, chop that in half. And that's going to be ideal, because companies are going to have hundreds of things going on their network, and they don't want, you know, they want to save as much bandwidth as possible. So there's that.
And, you know, your live streaming applications as well. If you can send that HD video with less bandwidth,
processor intensive,
you're gonna be able to have better streaming quality.
So this is kind of a little cookie here. Unfortunately, anyone who is out there who has a PTZOptics camera is not going to see that. This is a prototype. It's going to be released soon.
Yeah,
we're really excited about it.
Yep.
Here is
I
your...
have another quick question on
Sure.
the H.264 to H.265. Is that a firmware update for my current?
No, it's not.
It is a hardware change.
It's a brand new chipset that we had to build into the models. So, and it's not shipping yet either.
Yeah, we don't. This is coming.
It kind of popped up there. I wasn't going to even say anything about it, but it just so happens that we're logged into one of the newer models that is coming out fairly soon.
Yep. We don't want to put a hard date on it, but
very soon. So we always, again, we always want to be in front of the market. I don't want to deter customers from buying things, but yes, H.265 is coming out. You can see here we have two streams. So we have a first stream and a secondary stream, and the reason why we do that is you got one 1080p stream, if you want to do full HD video and 30 frames a second. And then we've got a secondary stream, and why do you have two streams? Well, a lot of content delivery networks like Wowza and other things allow you to send multiple streams so they can optimize one for mobile devices or anyone who can't handle a 1080p stream, so you have two streams there. We can also play with the image, so I can make this a little brighter, I can make it a little darker, I can saturate the image. Just got some, some different things here. I'm kind of screwing this up. I'm going to go back to default, whatever that is. So you got that. Some audio settings. As you guys probably know, there's an audio input on the camera, so you can bring in a audio stream.
that is for the IP stream.
Now this is pretty sweet, and this is where all the magic happens in here. So this is where you can actually stream to YouTube Live, well, actually not YouTube Live at this point because they require a special key, but Wowza and other things in Wirecast and all the other places. And this is what Steven from Wirecast wasn't looking at. He didn't know about this. This is where you put in your RTMP or RTSP information. You put it on, and you select whether you want to stream video and audio or just video. Select those things, and then when you hit on and apply, the camera's streaming to that destination. So that is how you stream content directly off the network, and as you can see here, you can do two streams. Couple more things here. One is on-VIF control. If you're a security buff, your ear just peaked up a little bit because you said, oh, on-VIF control, that's what I use with my security system. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can control these cameras with your security system. You can also control these cameras with the free on-VIF device manager.
Right, so this is a good scenario where you already have security cameras, outside, maybe mm-hmm. certain in the warehouse, a couple locations. This way you can kind of throw your PTZOptics on the network, and you have asset management cameras in your boardrooms, in classrooms, stuff like that. So you can conference while still having it pull into your security apparatus.
That's really the main use case scenario there is you've got all this expensive technology in your boardroom, why not keep an eye on it?
Classrooms. I mean, I remember when I was in university, there was an incident where we lost I don't know, it was actually really hilarious how they did it, but we lost one of our buildings lost four projectors. Apparently the guys just came in a suit and undid them and walked off. Pretty stupid, I know, but
kind of stuff can happen,
If nobody says anything, then yeah, they just walk off with your gear. So.
Hey, do you want to try the Zoom climb control?
Yeah, let's try that. So let me make you host. Okay. Now we just saw this work, so okay. Now I have to approve it. So I've approved it.
Nothing.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I would say it's gonna. You gotta give it a minute.
You gotta give it.
Gotta be gentle.
So now you got control, Matt?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So see, This is the kind of stuff that I have been dreaming about this is so big. I have been waiting for this moment for so long.
Here's a white model.
Now there's no cables. You don't need to plug in an RS-232 cable. I can just give control to the far end. Don't have to worry about my router. I don't have to configure anything.
Yeah.
It goes right through Zoom directly to Matt, who's in Utah.
Yeah.
Park City.
So how did you do that? Was that's a function of Zoom? Was it just a host? Did Matt become the host? What was the?
Yep.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Greg, this is UVC control, right?
Yes.
So it's a standards-based driver that allows you to get control over the USB cable.
Yep.
Right?
Nothing but the USB connection that you're already using for video can also be used for control. And we've worked with Zoom. I can't even tell you. I mean, it's
countless
been
hours, yeah.
countless hours to try to get this to work, change this, change that, and now it looks to me like it's seamless camera control.
That's very cool. So as you're the host, you turned over. If I was to initiate a Zoom conference, where is that option or command to turn it over to someone else to let them take control of the camera?
So Matt, go ahead and right-click Greg's video and make him host. Now, Greg, you do need to have the latest version of Zoom for this to work.
You just click the link, so you should.
Well, it should work. Let's see. So now that you're host, right, Greg?
I'm looking at a speaker. You've got 4 windows. I've got. Hold on, let me go back to.
Yep. I think you have to right click our screen. If you right click our screen, it'll say request camera control.
Right click the screen, my screen.
Our screen. Yeah, right. So if you right click our video.
Right click our video. And then when you do that, see, I'm right clicking it and it's saying pin video, all this stuff. But since you're host, when you right click it, it should say request camera control at the bottom.
I'm not seeing that. I'm right clicking on in between you two guys on the screen.
No,
okay.
Right click our video.
Like directly
our actual video where you see us on your screen.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. Right clicking and nothing happens.
Are you sure?
I see at the bottom I've got, the widgets, mute, stop video, invite, manage participants, screen share, chat, record, gallery view, exit full screen, end meeting on the right hand side, justification, upper and lower. And then I've got my mouse, it's working, I right click, and I don't get, nothing's happened.
Nothing at all. Okay, so you must have either I can't believe you have an old version of Zoom, but it's possible. Matt was just able to do it. So now that you're host, this is actually almost kind of a problem because if it's not doing anything, then we can't even get host control. Oh, look. Reclaim host.
Look at that.
Look at that. Now, did you get a pop-up or something like that, Greg?
No. When I right-click on my screen, mute my audio, rename pin video, spotlight video, but no. So you think it's just I need the latest version of Zoom? Is that it?
Yeah, you will need to have the latest.
Yeah, I mean, we were just able to demonstrate it with Matt. He just logged off, updated his firmware, jumped back on, and it worked perfectly.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool. I've been waiting for that forever. So let's briefly look at the back of this brand new white PTZOptics camera. White has been huge for us. Churches love white. Medicine, telehealth, they love white. So we've got this brand new white version. It's available in every style. USB cameras, the white, the USB models, the SDI models.
It is more of a true white too. Some people ask if it's more of white or a bone white, and I think it's white.
Yeah, I would call it almost a ivory white, but I don't know. I'm colorblind. But anyway, let's take a look at this. So here's the network port. I always kind of point to this because this is what what is the power, in my opinion. You know, we've got our network port here, we've got live streaming, our P-Control.
Open up lots of options.
We've got our HDMI. HDMI is great. Oh, hey, Matt, how you doing? And then we've got our SDI here. So, yeah, Matt, we've been using our camera control pretty well here.
Yeah, so can you reclaim host?
Greg is the host still. So, I don't know. And his right click is not doing anything, so I think we need to update his firmware. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the live streaming portion of this that we're recording, and then we can all kind of stay behind and chat. So thank you, everyone, for watching. This has been another episode of PTZOptics Live. It's fun. Feel free to join. We do it every Friday. You can tweet to us at PTZOptics. You can subscribe to our YouTube blog at live.ptzoptics.com. And every Friday, barring most holidays, we do these live streams. So thank you for joining and watching us, and feel free to give us a call.
You don't want to leave the meeting.
No, I don't. I'm just going to close this and stop streaming.